All right, I just mentioned a few minutes ago, or if you were watching, on the previous video, I should say, where I threw the large bowl, shallow bowl, about what happens if you make a pot and it flops. Is it done for, or is there something you can do about it? I'm going to show you what you can do about it. It's kind of neat. So I'm throwing along here, making a bowl. And then if you get it too thin, especially down low, where it needs support, that is down toward the foot of the bowl, down here, I'm going to throw it kind of, well, I want it to, just a second. This thing's going over one way or another. I want to kind of refine it just a little bit. Okay, so see, fell. Oh darn. Okay, I've wrecked it. No, I haven't. There's something I can do about it. See if I can keep this in the frame. I'm going to keep it real low here, so hopefully you can see it. So I take it and I just flip it over like that. It hangs, and you see the undulation that gets in it? Just leave that like it is. That's going to be real cool. And then take it and put it between two. I use two wear boards, just like my fingers are right here. You see that? I'd have to stop, pick the camera up and everything to get it over there. But then let that hang there, depending on what the temperature is and humidity and all that, for a good period of time until it stiffens up. And then you'll flip it back over again. If I flip it over now, it'll just flop again. And then if you do it at the right time, you can actually make adjustments in the shape of this thing. And because it tends to pull together a little bit too much in certain areas. So you'll pull that back out and make it exactly like you want it, but leave it free form. Don't try and make it round again, and it'll be one of the coolest pots you ever made. And you don't have to wedge it up again. So it's the best of everything. Give it a try. I'm going to go stick this on a wear board now, and maybe I'll show it to you when it's done. Bye. I stuck it between a couple wear boards so you can see what I did. See what I mean? See, there's a wear board there and a wear board there, and then the bat is in between, and the pot's hanging down like that. And this kind of weather, it's kind of cool. I'll probably just let it sit there all night. It may be a little too stiff in the morning to change the shape of it, but that's the way it goes. We'll see what happens. Bye again. I'm here in the studio in the morning, and there's my pot that I threw yesterday that collapsed, and I flipped it over. So now I'm going to pick it up and look at it and see if I can fix it, see if I can make it look good. So hold on a second. Here's the pot that I had hanging yesterday, and I cut it off, flipped it over and cut it off, and I'm kind of it's still damp enough so that I can distort the rim a little bit, and I pulled this out slightly, and then I used a sponge on the inside to kind of refine it, because when I had taken my finger to weaken it so that it would drop, it kind of made this weird ridge inside, so I used a sponge to refine that. But it's kind of an interesting shape. Sometimes they're pulled in too much, so you have to pull them out a little bit, so that's why you want to get to them before the rim hardens up too much. And here's the second pot. Now this one actually really did fall. Was not intentional. The porcelain was a little bit too weak, and so this is the shape that I ended up with that. And the trick now will be to trim it, and it's not really so hard. You just put it down on a bat, and you can probably see this is low right here. So you take a piece of clay and you put it underneath there to shim it up, and continue to do that around. And once you get this so that it's level, so that it's not tilting like that anymore, then you put your lugs around and hold it in place and trim it like you normally would. Works out pretty well. So give it a try. Hope it works out for you. And you can save some pots and actually turn them into something that's quite
Now
pretty.
that they've been trimmed, and the stoneware one, and the porcelain one. And Mary, you want to pick that up for me a second? The porcelain bowl, I kind of did a little treatment on the foot there, as you can see. It's because the bowl is so asymmetrical, I did a little bit of asymmetry on the foot as well. The other one, the stoneware bowl, is just left plain. And you never know exactly what you're going to get. Sometimes they're beautiful, and sometimes they're not so beautiful, but as I said, give it a try.